Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for coming. Please rise. Page 65 in the blue Siddur. First part, page 65 to 105. Relayed by Mr. Benji Meppen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan l'sach v'vina le'achin ben yom u'ben layla.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani betzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokei achirim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam mobi sharumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam atir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rakah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shesali kol Turki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechim mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael bigvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam anoten layaev koach. Udnenu hayom uvechol yon lechenu chesed rachamim ve'einecha ve'einei kol ro'enu v'tigmelenu chasadim tovim. Baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim le'amo Yisrael. Ashreinu shenachtu mashkimim u'ma'arivim erev haboker v'omrim pa'amayim v'chol yom Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai echad. Kadesh et shimcha magdishei shemecha v'kadesh et shimcha ve'olamecha v'shamnav v'tshuvotcha tarim v'tagbi et karnenu. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh et shimcha barabim.
Hey, zeg eens hoe mag je bezet? Ze had je weer als was je weg je weer. Je wat vandaag alleen wel even zien hoe je bonnen bezet.
Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu she'yibaneh beit hamidrash b'mhera ve'yameinu ve'ten chelktenu toratecha ve'shamna v'techa birei kimei olam u'shanim kadmoniyot.
Kaddish de Rabbanan on page 71. Mourners, please rise. יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה בעולמה דברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי וחייכון וביומכון ובחי את כל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר יתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעולמם ואמרו אמן. על ישראל ועל רבנן ועל תלמידיון ועל כל תלמידי תלמידיון ועל כל מאן דיעסקין באורייתא די ויתרא הדין ודי בכל אתר ואתר ילהון ולכון שלמה רבה חינה וחסדה ורחמין וחין אריכין ומזון הרוויחה ופורקנה מן קדם אבו דבשמיא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו וברחמיו יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. page 72.
היום יום שבת קודש. להגיד כי אשר אדוני צורי ולאו לטבע.
Page 81.
מזמור שולחנוכת הבית לדוד. למען יזמך כבוד ולא ידום, אדוני אלוהי לעולם עודך.
Mourner's Kaddish on page 82. יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה, בעולמה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחית כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעולמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. Please rise together, page 83 for Psuke de Zimra.
Baruch Shem Arvei Haolam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Ose Bereshit, Baruch Omer Ve'ose, Baruch Ozer Mkayem, Baruch Merachem al haaretz, Baruch Merachem al habriya, Baruch Meshalem Sachar Tov Le'reya, Baruch La'am Ve'kayam La'netzach, Baruch Bodeh Umatzil, Baruch Shemo. Melech Meshubach Umfar Adei Shemo Hagadol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Melech Me'ulal Batishbachot.
You may be seated, page 84, we go page by page.
Ki kol Elohei Amim Elilim, V'Adonai Shamayim Asa.
Af tikon tevel bal timodu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, Vishuatchel Lehar Kocho, Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Oshia, Melech Yaneinu, Ve'yom Korenu. V'ani v'chatzdecha mitachti, Yageli bi bishuatecha, V'ashir al Adonai ki gamal alai.
Page 87.
Yehiratzon milfanech, Yehiratzon imrefi, Lageli bibi lefanecha, Adonai Zuri v'goali. Hodeh Adonai nefesh avadav, ve'lo yeshmu kol hachosim bo. Vihi noam Adonai Eloheinu aleinu, Maaseh yadenu konena aleinu, Maaseh yadenu konenu.
Hey guys, we're praying.
Orech yamim asbiehu ve'arehu bishuati. Orech yamim asbiehu ve'arehu bishuati. Beit Yisrael, baruchu et Adonai. Beit Aaron, baruchu et Adonai. Beit HaLevi, baruchu et Adonai. Yeru Adonai, baruchu et Adonai. Baruch Adonai Mitzion, Shochen Yerushalayim, Hallelujah.
Please rise together, page 92 for the Great Hallel.
Noten lechem lechol basar, ki leolam chazdo. Hodu le'el shamayim, ki leolam chazdo.
You may be seated, page 93, we go page by page.
Yehi chazdecha Adonai aleinu ka'asher yichanu lach. Lehagid ki ashar Adonai tzuri ve'lo avlatabo. Edotecham ne'emnu me'od leveitcha na'avat kodesh Adonai la'orech yamim. Adonai Yoshia melech ya'anenu ve'yom korenu.
Ashrei, page 96.
Tehillat Adonai yedaber pi yivarech kol basar shem kocho le'olam va'ed va'anachnu nevarech ya me'ata ve'ad olam. Hallelujah. Imloch Adonai le'olam Elochayich Sion dor vador. Hallelujah.
Bonei Yerushalayim, Adonai Netorah.
Lo asachen lechol goy umishpatim belo yidom. Hallelujah. Vayaram kerem le'amo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am krovo. Hallelujah. La'asot bahem mishpat katuv hadar hu lechol chasidav. Hallelujah. Kol hanshama hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol hanshama hallelujah, hallelujah.
Please rise together, page 100, the final paragraph.
Uvaruch shem kvodo leolam ve'imalek kvovo al kol haaretz. Amen ve'amen. Umatzata et levavo ne'eman lefanecha. Kemo even b'mayim azim. Vayaminu v'Adonai Moshe Avdo. V'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad nishmat kol chai tevarech et shimcha.
You may be seated, page 104.
Baruchi nafshi et Adonai v'chol kerava et shem kodsho ha'el bet ha'atzumot azecha hagadol bekvod shemecha legibor lenetzach hanura Ortecha hamelech hayoshev al kisei ram v'nisa.
Thank you, Benji Meppen. Now on page 105. Shochenat Kentofax.
שוכנד מרום וקדוש שמו שוכנד מרום קדוש שמו וישרים תדלל ובדברי צדיקים תתברך ובלשון חסידים תתרומם ובקרב קדושים תתקדש ובמקלות רבבות עמך בית ישראל להודות לאל שבח לפאר לרומם לידר לברך ליעלה ולקדש על כל דברי שירות ותשבחו דוד בן ישי עבדך משיחך ישתבח שמך לא עבד מלכנו קירוש בזבנש גרשו מלכו ברכות והודעות מעתה ועד עולם ברוך אתה אדוני אל מלך גדול ותשבחות אל ההודעות אדון הנפלאות הבוחר בשירי זמרה מלך אל חיי העולמים יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ביומא דברך חירותך וימליך מלכותך בחייכון ויומייכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה בזמן קריב וימרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמדי קודש שבת ייחוד לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תלוי בחתה ודחמתה גם ירון בעולמה וימרו
May be seated for a moment. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Good morning. We just finished our warm-up prayers, our Pasuke de Zimra and Birchot HaShachar, prayers of waking up and coming into the congregation. And before we can engage in our morning service with the words of Baruch Hu and the Shema and the Amidah, we want to give a special Mazal Tov to the Dini family on Daniel's Bar Mitzvah. I would like to call Daniel up now to come onto the bima. And we would like Daniel's parents to also come up to present him with his talit.
Daniel, the moment you arrived to this world, you captured our heart completely. First with your cute face, then with your charm, kindness, sensitivity, generosity, polite manners, and thoughtfulness. You are strong and confident, but also deeply sensitive to the needs of the others. You have been blessing to both of us and our family. Today, you are reaching to the legal Jewish age to accept responsibility for your actions. Today, you stand on your own before God. Today is also about family, friends, and community. It is about their dreams and hopes. It is about traditions and values and passing them down through the ages. Today, we are all here to witness and celebrate with you as you start a new life. We all watch you hugging the Torah, which guides you throughout your life. You will have many challenges in your life. We have come to trust your judgment, as you are the promise of the family. As well said by Darwin, the secret of survival is not to be the strongest nor the most intelligent creature. The secret of survival is to be able to adjust and adapt with changes. May you absorb the knowledge and wisdom of the Torah. May you learn from those that came before you and from the example of those around you to be able to cope with those changes and challenges. May you wear our dreams as comfortably as you wear your talent, and carry on our hopes and dreams. Daniel, our promise to you today is to be always with you, to support you, teach you, and guide you through your life. Our prayer for you today is for a long life filled with peace, health, and happiness. We wish you to live long enough to see your life and world is fulfilled with joy, laughter, and cherished hopes, next to your children, grandchildren, and grand-grandchildren. We love you forever and always. Mazal Tov.
Mazal Tov, Daniel.
You're going to speak? No. Okay, so take the talit, take it like this. No, put it on the other hand. Put it like this, give it to him. Take it on the top. Take it deep breath, let it go. Let it go. Bless him in the talit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu li'tahatef b'tzitzit.
Kiss the right and the left.
Mazal Tov to the Dini family. So wonderful day for you and for your family. We continue with the Shacharit service on page 107 as we begin together the call to worship, the words of Baruch Hu. We rise together.
Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Eved Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Eved Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Yotzer Or Uvorech Ho'esher Oseh Shalom Uvorech Et HaKol HaKol Yoducha VeHaKol Yeshabechu.
You may be seated, bottom of page 107.
Thank you. Efes Bildach Goleinu Limot HaMashiach V'nedor Melech HaMoshienu L'tchiyat HaMeitim El Adon Al Kol HaMahasim Baruch Mevorach B'fi Kol Neshama God Lo V'tuvo Malveyo Erav Gavavadu Devuna Zov V'moto Hamitgae Al Chayot HaKodesh V'nedar B'kravod Al HaMerkava Chotu V'yishor Livnei Chizor Chesed V'rachamim Lifnei Chevodo Tovim Meyorot Shebara Eloheinu Torah V'vedad V'bina Uvaskel Achu Gemura Nadan Emael Liot Moshlim B'kerv Te'evel Meleim Ziv Umfikim En Hoga Na'ez Yivam B'chol Ha'olam Smechim B'zeitam V'zasim B'voav Osim Be'ema Ritzon Kohenav Per V'chavod Nodnim Nishmo Zohol Avrin Lezecher Malchuto Karar Hashem V'yizrahor Rav Yitchin Surat Levana Shevach Nodnim Elo Kol Tzeva Maharov Ve'eret Gedul Azrafim Ve'ofanim Ve'chayovot HaKodesh La'el Asher Shabbat Mikol Amasim וכולם פותחים את פיהם בקדושה וטהרה בשירה ובזמרה ומברכים ומשבחים ומבוארים וממריצים ומגדישים וממליכים וכולם מקבלים עליהם עול מלכות שמיים זה מזה ונותנים רשות זה לזה להקדיש ליוצריו ונוח עד רוח בשפה ברורה ובנימה קדושה. כולם כאחד עונים ואומרים ביראה קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלך כל הארץ כבודו ועופרים וחיות הקודש ברעש גדול מתנסים לעומת זרמים לעומתם משבחים ויאמרים ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקום אורך חדש על ציון דאיר ונזכה לכולנו מהרה ליורו ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר המאורות רבות גיב שם קודשך הגדול וידע לשון להודות לך ולייחד ויאהבה ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בעמו ישראל ויאהבה.
Amen. Page 112, the words of Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'afta et Adonai Elohecha, ve'echol levacha, uve'echol nafshecha, uve'echol meodecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'tibartam bam b'shivtecha beveitecha uvlachtecha v'derech uvshochamcha uvkuhumecha Ukshartam leot al yodecha vehayu lo tetafot beineinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vihitem kedoshim leloichem ani Adonai Eloichem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Eloichem, Adonai Eloichem, Emet.
לדור ודור הוא קיים, ושמו קיים, וחיסון אחרון ומלכותו ואמונתו לא עד קיים. על אבותינו ועלינו, על בנינו al doroteinu, v'al kol dorot zera Yisrael, avadecha, emes yotavenu. Go aleinu, go el avoteinu, yotzreinu tzur yeshuateinu, podeinu mansileinu, me'olam shemecho, en Elohim zulatecho. Ezra zavesinu atum. Moi avodim. Teirot le'elyon, Baruch hu mevorach, Moshe u'bnei Yisrael, elechanu shira, v'simecha rabba, ve'ameru chulam, mi chamocha, va'el yimado elai, mi chamocha, nedar b'kodesh, noerat yilot, osei feleh. שירה חדשה שבחו גאולים לשמך זבת הים, יחד כולם הודוים אליכו ויאמרו אדוני מלוך לעולם.
We rise together.
צור ישראל, קומה בעזרת ישראל, ובדרכנו ממך, יהודה וישראל. גואל אלינו, אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גואל ישראל.
The Shacharit Amidah is found on page 115b. Daniel will lead us in the first page, followed by Cantor Fox leading us in the Kedusha, and finally the silent portion beginning on 117. Page 115b, the Shacharit Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasei Avot, Umevi Goel Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ufokei Tzara, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Meitim Atah, Rav Leoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Meitim Berachabim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofel Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekaem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamacha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidom Elach, Melech od metim. Baruch atah Adonai mechayei hametim.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה על זה, ויאמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אז בכל רעש גדול, עד ידע כמו שביעי בכל, מתנשאים לעומת שרפים, לעומתיו, ברוך יאמרו, ברוך כבוד אדוני, ממקום. ממקומך מלכנו תופיע ותמלוך עלינו כי מחכים אנחנו לך. מתי תבלו בציון מקרוב ביומנו לרום ותשכון תתגדל ותתקדש בתוך ירושלים עירך לדור ודור ולנצח נצחים ויהננו תהיינה מלכותך כדבר יאמור ושירי עוזך על ידי דוד משיח צדקך ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור הללויה לדור ודור נגיד גודלך ולנצח נצחים קדושתך ונגדיש ושבחך אלוהינו מפילוני עמוש לעולם ועד כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה ברוך אדוני אוהל הקר.
Amen. The silent portion of the Amidah continues on page 117 and following. A few moments of private prayer, reflection, or meditation, at the conclusion of which you may be seated.
Kaddish on 138. Itkedal v'gana shmer rabba. Ve'ol ma devra yotev yamlech machotev v'chayechon v'yimechon v'chayro v'Yisrael. V'galav yman koriv v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi shmer rabba mevorach. Ve'olam u'olam ve'olemaya. Yidebarach v'yishtavar v'yidboar v'yidromam v'nazir v'yidadar v'yidalem v'yidalal. Shmei dekudsha. Verichu leila min kobechad v'shirat v'shuchad v'nechamot damiron b'yolma v'meru. Amen. Kitkabel zeloton v'auton dechol Yisrael. Kodam avinu v'shmaya v'meru. Amen. Shlom rabba v'shmaya v'chaim alinu al kol Yisrael v'meru. Amen. Oser shalom v'yimromav. U'yaser shalom. Hallelujah lekol Yisrael. V'yimeru.
Well, Shabbat Shalom and good morning to everyone. Nice to have everyone here. And again, Mazel Tov to the Dini family on Daniel's Bar Mitzvah. We're about to begin the Torah service, but before we do, we'd like to ask everyone to share words of welcome. So everyone please rise and find someone else in the congregation. Maybe introduce yourselves to them, wish them Shabbat Shalom, welcome them to Valley Beth Shalom. If you've been honored with opening the Ark or taking out the Sefer Torah or carrying the Sefer Torah, please come forward at this time to the Bima, including Shireen Faruzan, Saltandanat, Setra, and Tali Dini, as well as Saeed Dini. Please come forward at this time as we get ready to begin our Torah service on page 139. And as the Ark is opened, we remain standing and begin the Torah service again on page 139.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai v'ein k'masecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim u'memshaldecha b'chol edor v'ador Adonai Melech Adonai Melech Adonai Yeloch Elolam Yevoed Adonai Ozer Yamo Yitei Adonai Yevarech Et Amo V'Shalom Rachamim Et Yevavirezorecha Et Sion Tivne Chovevot Yerushalayim Tivne Chovevot Yerushalayim Kivecho Levad Badachnu Melech Ram Ben Yisrael Adonai Elohim Vayehi V'Soarion Vayomer Moshe Kuema Adonai Ve'yavutzu Evecha Ve'yanusu Mesanecha Mipanecha Ki Mitzion Ki Mitzion Ve'yedera Adonai B'Yerushalayim Baruch Shenata shadow, Berich Shemei de Moreal Mog. Beyana Rachit, Veli Shemei Kadisha, Kadisha Yakira, Anoimar, Tul Bechad, Beyana Rachit, Beyana Rachit, Veli Shmei Kadisha, Kadisha Yakira, Anoimar, Tul Bechad, Yeheirava Kadabag, Yetiv Dagli Yebi, Leoraita, Vetashli Misharin. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonai, Gadol Shemo Echad. Gadelu Adonai, Diune Romeva, Shemo Yachidav. Lecha Adonai, Agilura, Ve'agilura, Ve'adiveret, Ve'anetzach, Ve'ahod, Kichol Bashamayim, Uvaret, Kichol Bashamayim, Uvaret, Lecha Adonai, Amamelacha, Ve'amid Nazeh, Lechol Rosh, Romevu, Romevu, Adonai Eloheinu, Ishtachavu, Ishtachavu, L'Adonai Yagelan, Kadoshu, Kadoshu, Romevu, Romevu, Adonai Eloheinu, Ishtachavu, Vishtachavu, Le'are Kodeshoi, Ki Kadosh Adonai, Ki Kadosh Adonai, Ki Kadosh Adonai, Eloheinu, Lamenazea, Iremizevori, Ariul Adonai, Kol Haaretz Lamenazea, Iremizevori, Ariul Adonai, Kol Haaretz Lamenazea, Iremizevori, Ariul Adonai, Kol Haaretz Lamenazea, Iremizevori, Ariul Adonai, Kol Haaretz. שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עובד, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עובד, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
Good morning and Shabbat Shalom to everyone. You may be seated. You can put your blue siddur away and take out the red Chumash as we begin to learn and study the Torah again. In fact, really again, because this is the beginning of the Torah. We're starting with Parshat Breshit, which is amazing. Because when we finish reading the Torah on Simchat Torah, we start right back over again. In fact, we barely take a breath between the end and the beginning. Just a quick word on to get us ready and set and thinking about this week's Torah portion and what to think about when we think about new beginnings. So there's an interesting Mishnah in a section of a book called Pirkei Avot that says that, God created the world with 10 utterances, 10 words of speech. And then this most remarkable question was asked. It was asked, why didn't God create the world with just one utterance? Why do we have to go through an entire story of creation to get to where we are? Why didn't God just snap God's fingers, so to speak, and create the world? And their answer is as remarkable as their question. Question is, again, why does God need 10 utterances when God is so powerful? God created the world with one. And their answer is essentially because it opens the opportunity for human beings to also engage in the right kind of choices for ethical behavior. That it took God 10 utterances to create the world so that each one of us has different opportunities to overcome the negative inclination, the evil inclination, and try to achieve goodness in the world. And the way that they use the text for that is essentially said is that at the end of each day of, each one of the days of creation, God observed that the world was indeed good. But it wasn't until the end of each day of creation did God see in retrospect that goodness is part of each step along the way. And then the rabbis say, well, that's the opportunity for us to do the same, to see goodness along the way in each and every step of the world as it's created and unfolded in front of us. And that, of course, leads to our moral choices when we're presented with situations where we can choose to pursue the good or not to pursue the good. We are, of course, commanded then to pursue the good. So I thought that was a very interesting way, though, of opening up this larger discussion about our relationship to religion and religion's relationship to the world. Because religion could have easily, our religion especially, could have easily just envisioned a God that is so full of power and so full of sort of self-righteousness that no human being would be required to be part of the creation of the universe. And that therefore we can then step into the world with our own sense of power and self-righteousness, and we wouldn't be able to engage with people who don't exactly think or direct their feelings in the same way we do. And I just find that to be a fascinating idea that at the very opening moment of creation, God is willing not only to create a world in which human beings are found and God would no longer be alone, but those human beings wouldn't necessarily agree with God on every step of the way. and that it's the between God's idea of righteousness and the human understanding of what it means to be alive, that forms the central compact or the covenant between us and God, or God and the people. And we can easily think of a couple of examples where God and the people don't exactly agree, but come to a sense of righteousness together. The first one that comes to mind is actually the story of Sarah. If you remember, the angels come to Abraham and Sarah, and they tell her that she's going to have a child. And what does Sarah do? She laughs, right? She laughs at God. She laughs at the angels. And it took the angels aback for a minute that any human being would indeed laugh at God. And in the end, Sarah is able to have this child through sort of spiritual magic of the Torah. And that child then is named Yitzchak, or Isaac, which indeed means to laugh. It's sort of a way of bringing that irreverence into the world. The second one that comes to mind is about Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham is, on the hills over Sodom and Gomorrah, and God says to Abraham, I'm going to destroy the city. And what does Abraham say? He fights with God in order to say, does not the God of justice or the judge of all the earth act justly? And here again, God is willing to engage in a spiritual conversation about righteousness and justice with a human being to come to some synthesis or some conclusion about what it means to be right in the world. I'll give you one more example, and then we'll get into the Torah reading. Later, in the book of Exodus and in the book of Numbers, Bamidbar, as you probably know, the Israelites rebel constantly against God's law. So much so that God is ready to completely destroy the people and restart the covenant only with Moses. And what does Moses say in that moment? Moses rises before God and says, that's not what justice is supposed to be about. You cannot be both fully powerful and fully just at the same time and decide to just completely destroy your own people. So Moses says to God, if you're going to kill them, you have to kill me too. By standing in the breach between human suffering and human understanding of living and God's sense of self-righteousness, Moses draws the covenant back together again, literally sewing it back together again, and the people are able to proceed forward. So those are just three examples. There's a dozen or so of those in the Torah itself, where God needs human beings to remind God of God's own righteousness, and that power and justice are not something that just are they're co-equal. They are sort of in tandem with each other. And that in this week's Torah portion in Breshit, the reason why, according to the rabbis, that God needed to use 10 different utterances was to draw out human will and to draw out the human desires for living to create a full partnership with God. And then finally, the moral message of that for each one of us is that we live in a world with 7 billion other human beings. And lo and behold, not every one of us agrees on every single thing, which shouldn't come as a surprise. But our response to that multiplicity of living is to try to find the goodness in those especially who disagree with us, so that we can also understand what a global covenant of humanity is supposed to be. So those are my reflections on Parshat Breshit. As we begin our Torah reading this morning, you'll open the red Chumash and turn all the way back to page 3. We begin on chapter 1, verse 1, which is probably the only time and the easiest time to be able to say that in this book. Page 3, chapter 1, verse 1 of Genesis.
ויעזור ויגן ויושיע לכל החוסים בו ונאמר אמן. הכל אבוגות התורה יעמדו. הורי הבר מצווה יצחק בן ציון ומרים ואשתו סופיה בת אהרון ורחל ראשונים. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו, ואתם הדבקים באדוני אלוהיכם חיים כולכם היום. Take it this one, the talit. Okay.
אדוני המבורך,
ברוך אדוני המבורך
ברוך
לעולם
אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'haaretz. Hayta tohu vavohu ve'choshech al pnei tahom. Beruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim. Vayomer Elohim yehi or vayhi or. Vayar Elohim et haor ki tov. Vayabdel Elohim bein haor uvein hachoshech. Vayikra Elohim le'or yom ve'lechoshech kara laila. Vayhi erev vayhi voker yom echad.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. This one, he wants this one. יעמדו אהרון בן שמעון ורחל בת משה לעלייה השנייה. אדוני עמכם.
אדוני עמכם.
רבנן
רבנו ברוך הוא אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני
המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Vayomer Elohim yehi rakia betoch hamayim v'hayu mavdil bein mayim lamayim. Vayas Elohim et harakia vayavdel min hamayim asher mitachat larakia uvein hamayim asher me'al larakia. Vayichein vayikra Elohim larakia shamayim. Vayihi erev vayihi voker yom sheni.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו את התורה תורתו וכולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן.
יעמדו ניסן בן ציון ומרים, רונית בת ראובן ושרה, מרים בת אברהם ושרה, לעלייה השלישית.
אדוני מכם,
ברוך אדוני,
רבנו ברוך אדוני מבורך,
ברוך אדוני
ברוך
המבורך.
אדוני לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Vayomer Elohim yikavu hamayim mitachat hashamayim al makom echad v'tera'eh hayabasha vayichirein vayikra Elohim vayabasha eretz umigve hamayim kara yamim. Vayar Elohim ki tov vayomer Elohim tache haaretz Desha Esav Mazriya Zera Etsperi Oseperi Lemino Asher Zeravo Bim Vahichein Betotse Haaretz Deisha Asaph Mazri Yazara Laminehu Ve'eto Seperi Asher Zeravo Laminehu Bayar Elohim Kitov Vayhi Vayhi Voker Yom Shlishi.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו את תורתו תורת אמת וחי עולם נתן בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
יעמדו מאיר בן יצחק ולאה, אסתר בת ציון ומרים, לעלייה רביעית.
אדוני עמכם. גם נעם ברוך הוא אדוני מברך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Vayomer Elohim Yehi me'orot birkia hashamayim lehavdil bein hayom uvein halayla vehayu le'otot umoadim uyamim veshanim vehayu le'me'orot birkia hashamayim leha'ir al ha'aretz vaychichein vayas Elohim et shenei ha'me'orot Hagadolim et hamaor Hagadol lamamshelet hayom ve'et hamaor hakaton lamamshelet halayla ve'et hakochavim vayitein otam Elohim birkia hashamayim lahir al haaretz ulimshol bayom uvalayla ulahavdil bein haor Ve'in ha'choshech vayar Elohim ki tov vayhi vayhi voker yom revi'i.
אמת תורתו עכשיו ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו את תורתו תורת אמת וחי עולם נתן בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
תעמוד טליה בת יצחק וסופיה לעלייה החמישית.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך את אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Page 8, verse 20.
Amen. Vayomer Elohim Yishutzu Ha'u Hamayim Sheretz Nefesh Chaya Ve'ofe Ofeif Al Ha'artz Al Penei Rekia Hashamayim Vayivara Elohim Et Hatininim Hagedolim Ve'et Kol Nefesh Chachaya Haromeset Asher Shertzu Hamayim Laminehem Ve'et Kol Of Kanof Laminehu Vayar Elohim ki tov vayivarech otam Elohim lemor peru urvu umilu et hamayim bayamim ve'of yirev ba'aretz vayhi vayhi voker yom chamishi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'hayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
יעמוד אברהם בן יוסף לעלייה השישית.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
אמן. ויאמר אלוהים תוצא הארץ נפש חיה למינה, בהמה ורמס, וחייתו ארץ למינה, ויחן, ויעש אלוהים את חיית הארץ למינה, ואת הבהמה למינה, ואת כל רמס האדמה למינהו, וירא אלוהים כי טוב, ויאמר אלוהים נעשה אדם בצלמנו כדמותנו, וירדו בדגת הים ובעוף השמיים ובבהמה ובכל הארץ ובכל הרמס הרומס על הארץ. ויברא אלוהים את האדם בצלמו, בצלם אלוהים ברא אותו, זכר ונקבה ברא אותם, ויברך אותם אלוהים, ויאמר להם אלוהים פרובו ומילאו את הארץ וכבשוה, ורדו בדגת הים ובעוף השמיים ובכל חיה הרומסת על הארץ. ויאמר אלוהים הנה נתתי לכם את כל עשב זורע זרע אשר על פני כל הארץ, ואת כל העץ אשר בו פרי עץ זורע זרע לכם יהיה לאוכלה, ולכל חיית הארץ ולכל עוף השמיים ולכל רומס על הארץ אשר בו נפש חיה, את כל ירק עשב לאוכלה. ויחן, וירא אלוהים את כל אשר עשה, והנה טוב מאוד. וירא ויבוקר יום השישי.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורתו, והי העולם נתן לתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
יעמוד דוד בן יוסף ושרה לעלייה שביעית.
אדוני עמכם.
ברוך אדוני.
רבנן ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
אמן. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
אמת תורתנו הקדושה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתח בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
אמן. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעולמה דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייך וביומך, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קרי, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה לעילה מן כל ברכתה, ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דעת מהירה בעולמה ואמרו אמן. יעמוד הבחור הבר מצווה דניאל בן יצחק וסופיה מפטיר חזק חזק. Then after you will find the conclusion of Parashat Bereshit on page 34 verse 5. Touch the Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim Venatan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Vayar Adonai Ki Rabba Ra'ad Adam Ba'art V'cho Yitzer Machshavot Libo Rak Kol Hayom Vayinachem Adonai Ki Aseh Et Ha'adam Ba'aretz Vaytatsev El Libo Vayomer Adonai Emche Et Ha'adam Asher Barati Me'al Pnei Hada Ma me'adam ad bema ad remes ve'ad of hashamayim ki nicham ki asitim ve'noach matachem ve'ene Adonai Baruch atah Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chayei olam nata betochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
יעמדו המגביה והגוללת.
We rise together as the Sefer Torah is lifted and wrapped.
וזאת
התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. Please be seated. You'll find the Haftarah, the prophetic section for this Shabbat, beginning on page 36, and that will follow Daniel's wonderful words of commentary and reflection.
Shabbat Shalom and good morning. Thank you very much for being here with me on this very special day as I affirm my Jewish identity. My parashah, Bereshit, is the first parashah in the Torah and talks about the creation and beginning of the world. God creates the world in 6 days. The first day, darkness and light. The second day, heavens. The third day, land and sea. The fourth day, the sun, moon, and stars. The fifth day, God creates fish, birds, and reptiles. On the sixth day, God creates animals and humans and then takes a rest on the seventh day, Shabbat. Why did God rest on Shabbat? Did he really need to? God rested not because he was tired, but because he had completed the work. Everything God desired to create had been made. Later in the Torah, God ties Shabbat to freedom from slavery. Anyone who overworks is really a slave. Anyone who cannot rest from work is also a slave. There should be a balance in life, Shabbat, which is the key to getting this balance. We need to rest from the anxiety and strain from our daily lives. Although Shabbat rest receives a much smaller amount of time than work, it is a necessary counterbalance so that the rest of our work can be good and beneficial. Shabbat is a symbol of freedom, both physically and mentally. Just as this parasha describes the beginning of the world, I am beginning the transition of my life from childhood to adulthood. This parasha gives me the knowledge and strength to obey God, to understand where I am coming from, where I would like to go, and to remember the power of creation, and to begin my new life with maturity and responsibility. Bar mitzvah symbolized a new beginning for me. It is my hope to be righteous, responsible, strong, to learn from my mistakes, and to deal with pressure. My Torah parasha has taught me to obey my parents who created me, as well as to obey God who created all humans. My parents are immigrants to this country. They fled to begin a new life and to be able to practice Judaism. Since they were under many pressures as a Jew, they dealt with a lot of difficulties to rebuild their lives here in America. But what kept them going was the value of Judaism and Torah. This gives me courage and strength to learn how to begin a new life with the shine of Torah into my eyes, lips, and heart. Today, I have a new role and responsibility toward Torah and community. I ask God to fill my heart with understanding and kindness, to let my lips speak of knowledge and righteousness, to make me strong to deal with difficult situations in order to be able to protect my family, community, and religion. One of the most important aspects of becoming a bar mitzvah is that I am now responsible for performing mitzvot. I first developed a passion to help the elderly on a field trip I had to the Jewish Home for the Aging when I was in the 5th grade at VBS Day School. I started visiting the same place with my dad on different occasions when my grandfather was admitted. I learned to help him and other elderly people who were sick and needed to be taken care of. It gave and still gives me a lot of joy and happiness to feed them, walk with them, and take care of them. I learned how to be patient and a good listener. My grandfather enjoys talking about his adventures in life. He speaks Farsi, and I don't understand some of his words, but I try to be patient and listen to him the entire time and nod my head even if I don't understand some of his statements. I can see happiness and cheer on his face while he gets attention from his grandson. I learned what he needs is respect, care, consideration, and attention. Being a bar mitzvah is a huge step in my life, from my childhood into my adulthood. From this day on, I will start taking more responsibility and actions for the decisions I make. It will be my responsibility to make the right choice and to be more helpful towards my religion and my community. I would like to end with thanking everyone who has helped me reach this stage in my life. Thank you to the VBS School and Temple for creating a supportive community that let me grow as a Jew. Thank you to the entire staff of Valley Bat Shalom Day School, including my teachers and rabbis. My special thanks to my Hebrew teacher, Geveret Milstein, who is not only an excellent teacher, but also a great guidance towards my life. I would also like to thank Canner J., Canner Toby, Rabbi Feinstein, and Canner Barron for helping me prepare for this wonderful day. Last but not least, I would like to thank my friends, family, my older sister, and most importantly, my dear parents, who have been supporting and helping me throughout this journey in my life. I can't find any words to describe my appreciation of their dedication. Thank you and Shabbat Shalom. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar nevi'im tovim v'ratza v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'yei hamet v'atzedek. Ve'ata ko amar Adonai Barucha Yaakov ve'yotzercha Yisrael al tira ki gelaticha karati v'shimcha li'ata ki ta'avor b'mayim itcha ani uveneharot lo yishtafucha ki telech b'mo'esh lo tikaveh ve'lehava lo tivar ba'ach ki ani Adonai Elohecha Kadosh Yisrael Moshichecha Natati Chofrecha Mitraim Kushusva Tachtecha Me'asher Yakar Tavenai Nikbaita Va'ani Hahavticha Ve'etain Al Adam Tachtecha Ulmim Tachat Narshecha Al Tira Ki Itcha Ani Mimizrach Avi Zarecha Umimarab Akabetzeka Omar Latifon Tani Uteman Altichlai Avi Vanai Merachok Uvonotai Mikze Haaret Kol Hanikra Vishmi Velim Vodi Barativ Yetzartiv Afasitim Hotzi Am Ever Ve'enaim Yesh Verachashem Ve'oznaim Lamo Kol Hagoyim Nikbetu Gachdav Ve'asefu Laumim Mivahem Yagidot Verishonot Yashmiunu Yitnau Eidehem Ve'itdaku Ve'ishmiunu Ve'yumru Emet Atem Eidai Na'um Adonai Ve'avdi Asher Bacharti Lama'an Tedeu Vatiminu Li Vativinu Ki Anihu Lafanai Lo Notzar El Vacharai Lo Yihye Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim, tzadik bechol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, ha'medaber umkayim, shechol devarav emet v'tzedek. Ne'eman atahu Adonai Eloheinu, v'ne'emanim devarecha, b'davar echad mivarecha, achor lo yashuv reikam, ki al melech ne'eman, v'rachaman atah, baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'ne'eman, b'chol devarav. Rachem al Tzion ki hi beit chayenu, ve'le'eluvat nefesh toshia, bimhira v'yumeinu, baruch atah Adonai, mesameh Sion bevaneha. Samchenu Adonai Eloheinu, Beliahu hanavi havdecha, umalchut beit David moshichecha, bimhera yava veyigal libeinu, al kiso lo yeshev zar, velo yinchelu od acharim et kevodo, ki v'Hashem kadshecha nishbata lo, shelo yikben ora le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen David, al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al ha'nevi'im ve'al yom ha'Shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdush chai lechavdo ultifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, umvarachim otach, yitbarach shimcha befi kol hai, tamid le'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat.
Simen tov u'mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov u'mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov u'mazel tov, simen tov, yeilanu. Simen tov u'mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov u'mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov u'mazel tov, simen tov, yeilanu. Yebeilanu, Yeheilanu, Olechol Yisrael. Yebeilanu, Heilanu, Olechol Yisrael. David Melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam. David Melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam. Mazel tov.
I wish I could do that. I can't do that. Do it again. Do it again. That was nice. Do it. Come on. Give me another. Now, when you get married, they're going to do that even more. So, hang on. That was beautiful. You want some candy? There's some kids in the room, and there's some candy up here. So come on and get the. You guys, come on, get the candy. Come on up. Come on. Everybody got candy? You got enough? There you go. Good. Okay, that's good. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. You want a little bit? Come on up. Come on. I want children to grow up remembering that the synagogue is a place of candy. Because I think that's a great way to grow up. Okay, got it? You got enough? Okay, pick it up. Here you go. Okay, everybody get enough? Now, don't eat them all at the same time. That's not good for you. Okay. Daniel, Mazel Tov. And to your parents, and to your sister, and to your whole family, Mazel Tov. I don't know a lot of words in Farsi, but this one I know, Mubarak. Mubarak, which means, because it's actually not a Farsi word, it's actually Hebrew. It means Mubarak, you are blessed. And today your family is blessed, because they've seen their son read from the Torah and from the Haftarah and lead us in prayer, and that is a blessing. And when this is over, you're going to go and celebrate, and you're going to get lots of presents from lots of people. I don't have a present to give you today, except for this. I want to give you the gift of 2 words. Because in the Jewish tradition, the most precious thing we own are words. If you drop a kippah, you pick it up, dust it off, put it back on your head. But if you drop a sefer, a book, you pick it up and kiss it, because it's filled with words. And the things that are filled with words, they're precious to us. So here are 2 words that are your gift from your portion today. It says in the Torah that when God created the human being, in the 2nd chapter, it said, the Lord God planted a garden in Eden and placed there the man whom he formed. And from the ground, God caused to grow every tree that was pleasant for good for food. And the Lord God took the man and he placed him in the Garden of Eden. And the Hebrew is beautiful. Vayikach Adonai Elohim et ha'adam. God takes the man that he created. Vayanechu b'gan Eden. He put him in the Garden of Eden. And that's where the sentence should stop, because that's the story. He took the man, he put him in the garden. He gives him everything in the garden to enjoy. But the Torah adds 2 words. And these 2 words are very strange because they're added to the end of the verse. And they're very important. And these are the 2 words I want to give you as a gift. It says, he took the man and he put him in the Garden of Eden. La'avda u'l'shamra. La'avod means to work, to cultivate. Lishmor means to guard or to take care of. The human being was put into the world, not just to enjoy the garden, that's true. To enjoy all the gifts of life, that's a mitzvah. The human being was put into the garden not just to worship God and to say thank you for the gifts of my life, that's also true. The human being was put into the garden, la'avda u'l'shamra, to cultivate it, to nurture it, and to protect it, and to guard it, and to make it grow. Now, that's a strange thing, because if God created it, it's presumably perfect. And if man is the only one, if Adam is the only one, the only man, if Adam is the only person in the garden, who is he protecting it from? But this is a signal not just to that man. This is a signal to every human being who walks the earth. And to a boy, and now a man who stands before a community to read from Parshat Breshit, this is a gift to you. If you ever wonder why I am in the world, if you ever wonder what your job is in the world, if you ever look for a job description, what is expected of me in the world? These are the 2 words, la'avda u'l'shamra. You were put in the world to protect the world. You were put in the world to guard all of God's creatures. You were put in the world to protect the things that God has taught you. And you're put in the world to cultivate, to grow, to make it more fruitful. There isn't a moment of your life, there isn't a day of your existence when there won't be a possibility of fulfilling this mitzvah, of doing something which makes life grow in this world, which makes love grow in this world, which brings care to bear on this world. There isn't a day of your life when this won't be a mitzvah. You told us a very beautiful story in your speech, in your talk. You said that your dad and you went over to the Jewish home to visit your grandfather. And you sat there, and even though your Farsi isn't perfect, you could understand most of what he said. But most of all, you sat with him and reminded him that he has a grandson in the world who's learning, who's growing, and that gave your grandfather great strength and great love. And I'm sure that you looked around like I do when I go there, and you see people who never get visitors. You see people who sit alone in their rooms and alone in their wheelchairs and alone in the hospital there, and nobody ever comes to visit them, right? And you understand how painful that is, that there are people in this world who are abandoned. But you and your dad took it upon yourselves to take some time, your dad away from his very, very busy schedule, and you from your time, the things that you can be doing, to show honor, respect, love, and care to your grandfather. And that's going to be your job for the rest of your life. L'shamra u'la'avda, to protect the world and to cultivate life. To be the person who stands and says, I care. I care. Now, because this is your bar mitzvah day and you're wise enough to understand this, I'm going to give you a small bit of warning. When you stand up in the world and say, I care, there will be people who laugh at you. There will be people who say to you, you're a fool, to care. They'll tell you in their cynicism and in their skepticism that the person who cares is a person who's going to get hurt, that a person who cares is a person who's going to be defeated, that a person who cares is going to be a person who is vulnerable. And deep inside your heart, you're going to begin to wonder, is it worth caring? I can visit my grandfather. Maybe I can visit another 2 people at the home, but I can't visit all of them. And why am I taking time away from basketball and football and all the other things that a young man loves to do to go visit an old grandfather? And you're going to ask yourself the question, is it worth caring? Or are the cynics right that caring is a problem, that caring is a deficit, that caring is a fault? And I want you to remember these words for the rest of your life. That cynic, that person who says that to you, who laughs at you, that person is in the world only because somebody cared. That person lives his life every day only because somebody cares. That's what he's forgotten. You said a very beautiful thing. Your parents came to this land out of love of you, out of love of Torah, because they wanted to give you and your sister a better life. You're here because they cared. You're here and have seen every single day, your mom and dad, how they care for family, for the community outside. You're here because your teachers cared. That caring will always be a source of pride and always be a source of dignity and always be a source of strength. And if ever you give up, or if ever the world defeats you, if ever you say there's too much to care, there's too much to fix, dear God, how can you put a person in the world and expect me to take care of it all? And your heart feels weak and your soul feels weak and you don't know if you can do it, then find your way to a synagogue. Come here or any synagogue in the world, any shul in the world, and put this beautiful talit around your shoulders and open this siddur and pray to God. You will never ask God to fix it for you. You never say to God, make the world better for me. You ask God for one gift. I want the gift of strength, of resolution, of courage, of wisdom, of vision. Let me go back out and heal your world, God. That's what you asked me to do. And I promise you, Daniel, that if you make that prayer, God will answer that prayer. And you will find the strength to go out the very next day, l'shomra u'la'avda, to protect the world, to nurture the world, to care for the world, to uplift the world, to heal the world, and to help the world. That's your mission. That's why you were given this Torah portion. It has been a joy to teach you as you get ready for your bar mitzvah. It's a joy to watch you grow up. It is a joy to stand with your parents and your sister, your grandparents and your friends to celebrate this very, very special day in your life. I expect to see a life of caring and good work and helping and healing. Simcha Elohim Kefraim Umenashe. May God give you the strength and the wisdom of the ancient ones. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord God bless you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikonecha. May God's light shine on you. And may you know all the blessings, all the strength and all the light of God's presence. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'asem lecha shalom. May God lift you up and grant you the gifts of wisdom and strength, of courage and hope, that you might be a vessel of God's peace and God's blessing to bring to the world. Amen. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. I want to ask your mom and dad if they'll please stand and accept our blessings for beautiful souls of the children you've raised and for sharing your children with us as a community. May God bless you with many, many, many moments of simcha, many, many moments of joy and satisfaction and love and closeness. Mazal tov, muvarach. May you be blessed. I want to ask your whole family to stand up, the whole mishpacha, and accept our wishes of mazal tov for sweet and wonderful moments with children. And ask the whole community now to rise and to celebrate the arrival of this young man into his adulthood. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'giyanu lazman hazeh. Blessed is God who's given us life and enabled us to see moments of joy. Mazal tov. Simin tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov u'simin tov u'mazel tov mazel tov u'simin tov u'mazel tov Mazel tov u'siman tov. Yeheilanu. Yeheilanu, Yeheilanu. Ulechol Yisrael. Hoy, Yeheilanu, Yeheilanu. Ulechol Yisrael. Hoy, David Melech. Chai v'kayam. David Melech Yisrael. Chai v'kayam. Mazel tov. Please remain standing. Open the blue prayer book to page 150. In this coming week, we will bless the arrival of the new month of Cheshvan. It will come on Tuesday and Wednesday. Cheshvan is a month that has no Jewish holidays, but it's the month in which the World Series is played. So it is a holy month. And the blessings for that month found in your Siddur Cantor, please.
Yehi Ratzon Milefalecha Adonai Eloheinu של חוודי שולנו את הרוי לשעזה לטובה ולברכה של חוודי שולנו את הרוי לשעזה לטובה ותיתן לנו חיים ארוכים, חיים של שלום, חיים של טובה, חיים של ברכה, חיים של פרנסה, חיים של חילוץ עצמות, שתחדש עלינו את החורש הזה לטובה ולברכה, שתחדש עלינו את החורש הזה לטובה ולברכה. חיים שיש בהם מן השמיים ויראתכם, חיים שאין בהם בושה וכלימה, חיים של אושר וכבוד, חיים שתאבנו אהבתו ויראת שמיים, חיים שימלאו משאלות ליבנו לטובה, אמן. סלע מי שעשה ניסים לאבותינו וגואל אותם מעבדות לחירות, הוא יגאל אותנו בקרוב ויקבץ נידחנו מערבה כנפות הארץ. חברים כל ישראל ונאמר אמן. ראש חודש מרחשוון יהיה ביום השלישי ולמחרתו יום הרביעי הבא עלינו ועל כל ישראל לטובה. ירשהו ירבו עלינו ועל כל עמו בית ישראל לחיים ולשלום.
אמן.
ולששון ולשמחה.
אמן.
לישועתנו כמה ונאמר.
Amen.
Amen.
As the Torah is set down, you may be seated. We'll continue the next page, page 151. Daniel leads us in Ashrei.
Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha Od Hallelujah Selah Ashrei Ha'am Shekachalo Ashrei Ha'am Shadonai Elohav Tehillah LeDavid Aramimcha Elohai HaMelech Ve'avarcha Shimcha Leolam Va'ed Bechol Yom Avarchecha Ve'halel Shimcha Leolam Va'ed Gadol Adonai Umhula Med Od Ve'ligdula To'ein Cheker Dor La Dor Yishbach Ma'asecha Ugvurotecha Yagidu Hadar Kevod Hodecha V'divrei Niflotecha Asicha Ve'ezuz Norotecha Yomeru Ugdulatcha Asapranam Zecherab Tuvcha Yabiu V'titchatcha Yeranenu Chanun V'rachum Adonai Eretz Abhaim Mugdal Chesed Tov Adonai Lechol V'rachamav Hal Kol Ma'asav Yoducha Adonai Kol Ma'asecha V'chasidecha Yevarchucha Kevod Malchutcha Yomeru Ugvurodcha Yedaberu Lehodia Livnei Hadam Gevrotav Uchvod Hatar Malchutcha Malchutcha Malchut Kol Olamim Umemshaltecha Bechol Dor Vador Somech Adonai Lechol Hanoflim Vezokef Lechol Hakfufim Einei Kol Elecha Yesaberu Ve'ata Noten Lahem Et Ochlam Be'ito Poteach Et Yodecha Umazbia Lechocha Ratzon Tzadik Adonai Bechol Derachav V'chasid Bechol Ma'asav Karov Adonai Lechol Korav Lechol Asher Yikra'u Be'emet Retzon Yera'av Ya'aseh Ve'et Shavatam Yishma Ve'yoshiyam Shomer Adonai Et Kol Ohavav Et Kol Harashayim Yashmin Tehilat Adonai Yedaber Pi Vivarech Kol Basar Shem Kodsho Le'olam Va'ed Ve'anachnu Nevarech Yah Me'ata V'ad Olam Hallelujah.
We take just a moment now to pray for our friends and families who are ill, who are in the hospital, or who suffer this Shabbat. If there's someone you love who is ill, then please share this prayer. Mishaberach Avotenu Avram Yitzchak v'Yakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Hu Yivarech v'Raped Kol HaCholim B'Kilatenu HaKdosha. May you who blessed our ancestors at the sea and in the desert bless all our ill friends. Through us, your witnesses, give us the wisdom to impart to them courage and hope. May they know they have in this holy community men, women, and children who pray for the skill of the physician, who pray for the recovery of body and wholeness of spirit. Teach us to remember thy words from the void and the vastness of the darkness. Let there be light. And let us pray together. Amen. The service for returning the Sefer Torah to the Ark, page 153. We stand up, we rise all together. We call forward to the Bima The Dini family who's opening the ark. Everyone in the family who's been assigned to open the ark as the Torah is carried around the synagogue.
Ya'aleru el Shem Adonai
Ki niskav Shemo
levado Hodo al eretz v'shamayim v'yarev keren v'yavoy de'yilad echol Azirav Livnei Yisrael Hallelujah, Mizmor David, Havul Adonai, Beneim, Havul Adonai, Kavod Evod, Havul Adonai, Kevod Shemo, Shtach Havul Adonai, Yadrat Kodesh, Kul Adonai Lamayim, Eila Kavod Yiyim, Adonai Lamayim Rabim, Koil Adonai, Baba Baba Koach, Koil Adonai, Beyadari, Koil Adonai, Koil Berazim, Vaisha Beradonai, Pardeyarevanon, Vayargidemi Moegel, Levanon Visirion, Kemo Vanerevi, Koil Adonai, Koil Adonai, Yachil Mirevari, Yachil Adonai, Mirevar Kadesh, Koil Adonai, Yecholei Layalot, Vayechzor Yeyarot, Uvechalo Kulomer Kavod, Adonai Lamabor Yashav, Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam, Adonai Oz Leamo Yitein, Adonai Yevarech et Amo Bashalom, Yisrael ve'oraita Kudisha ve'yicho Adonai Yisrael ve'oraita Kudisha ve'yicho Adonai Toera Oria Hallelujah Toera Oria Hallelujah Hallelujah Toera Oria Hallelujah Toera Oria Hallelujah Hallelujah Uvenuchol Yomar Eit Chaim Ravachazik Yevach Et Ovecheyai Veushai Veracheyai Varechei Noam Vechol Nedivodea Shalom Hashiveinu Adonai Eilecha V'nashuvah
Please be seated. Come in, be seated, please. Very innocuous event takes place in the beginning of the 19th century. Outside of the city of Baghdad in Iraq, a farmer is plowing his field with his ox and a wooden plow. And the plow hits a rock in the field and the plow breaks. And the farmer curses the gods that he believes in for the bad luck, and he goes and he picks up the rock so he might fix the plow. And he notices that the rock that he's picked up, this large stone, has writing, has some kind of scratching on it. And he knows that there was a farmer who lived in a field, who plows a field next door, who took a rock just like this one with scratching on it to an antiques dealer in the city and got a great deal of money for it. So he figures maybe he could sell this one and get a new plow. He takes it into the city and he sells the rock for some enormous amount of money. Later that year, a group of scholars from Yale University in America come to him, and they offer him an enormous amount of money to buy that field. And the farmer's never heard of so much money in his life. He makes the deal immediately, and then soon all of these other archaeologists and scholars come and they start digging up his field, and this leads to one of the great archaeological discoveries of the late 19th, early 20th centuries. The great library of Baghdad, the Library of Babylon. You see, the very first writing in the world was not done on paper. The very first writing on the world was done on clay. It was called cuneiform. You take a piece of clay, you dry it in the sun, and just before it dries with a stick, you press into it certain figures, certain shapes, and that forms a written record. And it was cuneiform records that the Babylonian emperors used long, long, long ago to record their treaties, their marriages, their land deals, their business transactions, and to record their sacred stories. And that farmer's field turned out to sit atop a great library of cuneiform documents from the ancient world, the world that Abraham grew up in. And those archaeologists from Yale took all of the fragments of all of those documents they found in Baghdad and they moved them to New Haven, Connecticut, where today they sit in the basement of the library at Yale. And if you want to get a PhD in ancient Near Eastern archaeology, you don't actually have to go to the Near East. You go sit in the basement of the library at Yale University for 10 years, and they give you a doctorate. Now, among the fragments, among those pieces of clay that they found a set of fragments that told the story, the ancient Near Eastern story of how the world came into being. It's called Enuma Elish, from its first two words. And here's how the story goes. In the beginning, there were two. The great sky goddess, whose name was Tiamat, and the great god of the earth, whose name was Ea. And the waters of Tiamat and the waters of Ea, the waters of the sky and the waters of the earth, they mingled together, and from those waters were born all the gods. There were gods of light and darkness, gods of thunder and lightning, gods of fertility and barrenness, gods of war and peace, gods of health and sickness. All of the gods of all of the phenomena that fill the natural world were born of these two. And the gods, when they entered the world, began fighting with each other, tussling with each other as children do when you put them in a confined space. And pretty soon, Mama Tiamat, the great goddess of the sky, got tired of all the noise, and she longed for the world of quiet and peace she used to enjoy with just her partner, her consort, Ea. And so she conceived a plan to destroy all of her children, destroy the gods. But this got tipped off to the gods, and the gods met in council. And they chose one among them, whose name was Marduk, the god of lightning and thunder, to fight against the mother goddess and protect the gods. And for tablet after tablet, the battle is described, this horrifying battle between the sky and the thunder gods. And then finally, at the end of the story, Marduk, the thunder god, He took a bolt of lightning and put it into the mother's mouth, and another bolt of lightning cast into her belly, and she died. And the thunder god, he took the lightning and sliced her in half, and put half of her in the sky and half under the ground, which is why there's water that falls from the sky and water that comes up from the ground. And now the gods celebrated, and they crowned Marduk king of the gods. But their celebration was short-lived because they discovered that Mama did the shopping. And they complained to their new king, who's going to feed us? Who's going to provide for us? And Marduk conceived a plan. He took the mud of the river, and he mixed it with the blood of the dead goddess, and he created the human being. And he told the human being, this is your mission in life, to serve the gods, literally, to offer fragrant sacrifices which will nourish the gods and fulfill their appetites. And so it was that the world began. This ancient story was the bedtime story of Abraham. And this ancient story, recorded on these cuneiform documents, these clay documents that farmer found under his field, this ancient story provides us with something we never knew before. We have had the book of Genesis for thousands of years, and there's thousands and thousands of commentaries which interpret Genesis, but the archaeology now tells us something we never knew before. What was the cultural context in which the stories of Genesis were first told? What were people thinking and believing when the stories of Genesis were first told? Now we understand something about Genesis which we never understood before, something about Sefer Breshit. It had a context. You see, in the story of the ancient myth, you live in a world where the gods are at war with each other. And there's nothing you can build that the gods won't come and ruin. There's nothing you create that the gods won't come and destroy. There's nothing that you can dream of which the gods won't come and steal from you. This is a story of moral resignation. This is a story of surrender. It is a story which counsels passivity. Don't try too hard. Don't dream too much. Don't aspire to anything, because you can't accomplish anything. The gods will come and spoil it. That's the world you live in. So sit quietly. Don't raise your voice. Don't reach too far. Don't want too much. Don't hope too much. Don't try too hard. There's nothing you can do. The gods will come and destroy it. It is a dangerous, mean world, run by forces you can't see and you can't understand. So sit quietly and protect your own and don't try. And the book of Genesis comes and offers a different story. When you open Sefer Breshit, when you open the story that Daniel read for us this morning, it's a very quiet story. There's no war. There's no sex. There's no violence. There's no drama. It makes for a very bad movie, but a very good creation myth. Breshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In the beginning, God creates heaven and earth. And the earth was unformed and void. It was a mess. And the Spirit of God hovers over the water, and God says, let there be light, and there is light. And God saw the light was good. Vayar Elohim ki tov. Over and over again we're told, ki tov. Ki tov. It is good. It is good. And then finally, at the end of the story, after light and land and sea and air, and planets and stars and moon, and trees and shrubs, and birds and beasts and bugs, God creates a human being in the image of God and says, Tov me'od, it is good. The Bible was told as a protest against that mythical story of the ancient Mesopotamians. The ancient Mesopotamian myth said, human being, you amount to nothing. You can build nothing, dream nothing, aspire to nothing, sit quietly, and don't raise your voice and don't raise your aspirations and your dreams. You amount to nothing. And the Bible said, no, you are created in the image of the Creator and blessed by the Creator with responsibility. You are empowered by the Creator to build a world of meaning and hope and love and joy and caring. Vayar Elohim ki tov, because it is a world of goodness. It is a world of hope. It is a world of possibilities. It is a world that is open to you. The biblical story was told and became embraced by the Jewish people as our most holy story because it raises the horizons of human possibility. Because it says you can live a life of dignity. Because you can live a life of responsibility. Because you have power and you can protect the ones you love and protect the world. L'shamra u'la'avda, to work the world, to nurture it, and to guard it. This was the great moral revolution of the Jewish people. This is the great moral revolution of the Torah. This is why Jews embrace the Torah as God's word. Because it's the word of a God who loves the world and taught us to love the world and love the hope and dreams and projects and possibilities that we can find in the world. Vayar Elohim ki tov. What does it mean to say it's good? That life is good. Now the Bible knows, as you know and I know, that not every day is good. The Bible knows, as you know and I know, that there are days when we face tragedy and catastrophe and disaster, that our bodies become weak and we feel sick, that our loved ones grow old and we lose them. The Bible knows tragedy too. But tragedy in the context of a world that is good empowers us to do something about it. It's not an accident that so many doctors are Jewish. Because you were taught as a little boy that if you don't like the way the world is, fix it. You are responsible. You are empowered. You have been charged with that responsibility. It is no accident that so many who fight for justice, who ask for equality, who demand better of the world, come from our faith. Because fundamentally, this is a faith which empowers human beings to dream of a better world, to respond to catastrophe with activism, to respond to the pain, the limitations, the vulnerabilities of human being with healing and helping and caring and giving. Because that is the fundamental gift of this text. A world of possibilities, a world in which you can say, it's good. And every time you care, and every time you help, and every time you heal, and every time you reach out to touch the world with those fingers, the fingers blessed by the Creator himself, to create a world of meaning, then the gift back is a sense of dignity, a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose. I'll tell you a little secret. You can't let it out of this room. Practicing the faith of the Torah, practicing Judaism will not make you thin. Trust me on this. Practicing the Torah will not make you taller and better looking. Practicing the Torah will not make you rich. Practicing the Torah will not make you popular. Practicing the Torah will not make you beautiful, at least outwardly. It's not designed to do that. It's designed to do something else. It's designed to give you a life you can be proud of. A life of significance, a life of importance, a life that matters. A life that matters. So that loving parents can stand in front of a growing young man and say, we expect a lot of you. And that young man hears that voice of expectation and knows that that's the greatest gift his parents can give him. You're a Jew, Daniel, and we expect a lot of you. And that is your dignity. That is your pride. And that is our confidence in you. Practicing Torah will give you a life that matters. So that on your very, very, very last day in this world, when your great-great-great-grandchildren gather around you, and they say, Papa Daniel, what do you know? You're going to say, Vayar Elohim ki tov. My children, it's good. And goodness is our gift. That's our blessing. We begin the reading of the Torah this week. I hope that you'll be with us in the weeks to come as the story unfolds. For now, please open your prayer book to page 155. We rise together and join with the cantor in the chanting of the Musaf.
ועולמה דברך ירותי בימניך מלכות בחייך ומך לחייך ובית ישראל וגלהו בזמן קריב וימרו יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולם היה וידבר בדבר ודומר סבידדר ודלה ודלל שמי קודשה בין כל ברכת ושירת תושבחת ונחמת דם ירון ביולמה וימרו ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא גואל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ומביא גואל לבני בניהם ולמען שמו ביהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אדוני מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני וחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם מכלכל חיים מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים שומך נובל יבר ורובך יבר ובתיר אסורי ובקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מחמוך ובידו מלך מלך ממיית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים ברוך אתה אדוני המתים Yam biri biri vay, yam biri biri vay. Yam biri biri vay, yam biri biri vay. Ay, 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 ay. Yam biri biri vay. Ay, 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 ay. Yam biri biri vay, yam biri biri vay. Bye, 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 bye. Nari yitzchak, v'nagdishecha, kisod siach, tzaref kodesh, ha-magdishim, shimecha b'kodesh, ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה ים בירי בירי וואי ים בירי בירי וואי איי 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 ים בירי 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 ים בירי בירי וואי איי 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 ככתוב על יד נביאך וקורא זה ויאמר קדוש, קדוש, Kadosh, Adonai Tzivaot, velo echol haaretz kevodo. Lai, 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 lai. Shoagib, zelazeh, mekom, kevoda, leyumatam, baruch yom meru, lai, lai, lai.